His video is titled Shannon Sharpe Blocked Me and I Think I Know Why. So shout out to Shanny Shan. So it sounds like Shannon Sharpe was tired of Boyce's shit and blocked him. And I'm pretty sure this must be Twitter, because he stays on Twitter, meaning Boyce, not that he don't stay here on YouTube, right? So he's about to talk about it, but he's about to talk about y'all ninjas as well, because, you know, if he got an opportunity to take a swipe at y'all, he gonna take it, all right? So let's go ahead and listen. I'm gonna speed it up, and I'm gonna comment as he's going through.
But with that being said, though, I was really intrigued by this and kind of saddened, you know, because my goal, I'll admit, my goal was not to be mean.
His goal was not to be mean. Now he's supposed to be pro. He's supposed to be pro, y'all. Remember that.
I didn't want to be overtly disrespectful. I think that when you talk about something that I know Shannon Sharpe understands, which is he understands coaching, he understands tough love, he understands when somebody lets you know that you messed up. And so I was kind of surprised to see this. But either way, though, it's not like my life is really going to change because of it. But I thought that it would be a great talking point. So here's the deal: the fact that Shannon Sharpe could block anybody who has an issue with what happened. In case you don't know, Shannon has this crazy legal stuff going on.
So it's weird to block someone that's giving you a hard time, is what I'm hearing from him. So it's a problem. So we should just deal with all the craziness, and I deal with enough craziness with trolls, right? I don't really block anybody. Shout out to the mods, because I know y'all handle it and hold it down. Shout out to y'all. I see you. I appreciate you. But I guess Boyce is saying just put up with it. Because I'm sure that when Boyce did his his proposal to his wife, that all the trolling he was getting, because I've seen it all, I'm sure he just let them all stay there, and I'm sure he just took it like a man, right? I'm sure he didn't block anybody.
One lawsuit among what appear to be more than one. It appears there's going to be several allegations, things like that, involving women. One of them involved this situation with this young 21-year-old OnlyFans model. And this lady's about to walk away with millions of dollars based on the words of his own attorney, it seems. He's offered her millions of dollars already. I want to say the number was 10 million. And she turned that down, which to me speaks to the fact that she feels that she has a strong case against him. And this is going to really, really, really cause a lot of issues in terms of generational wealth.
So his concern is generational wealth. Okay. Shanny Shan's generational wealth, I guess, to his future kids, grandkids, and all that good stuff. Allegedly, that's his concern. Because, you know, Boyce, because he's a pro, wants to keep the money in the community, because that's his concern. That's why y'all, gentlemen, this is mostly for y'all, and you need to SYCBM it up, because you need to keep your money in the community and not be giving it to the whole white women that's out here taking y'all down, trying to take y'all down, and are a problem for y'all, in case you didn't know.
It's one of these things where if you go back to when Shannon played in college, Shannon was a great football player with Savannah State. And I don't know if y'all know this, but the total endowment of Savannah State right now is $12 million. The total endowment, that means all the money the school has to live off of, all the money they have to educate thousands of Black youth, is $12 million. So this one OnlyFans model, this one little 20-year-old melanin deficient chick is going to literally have as much, if not more money than an entire HBCU.
So his concern is that Zunika is going to have more money than this HBCU. So this is Shanny Shan's fault. And I'm assuming it's the school he went to. Y'all got to let me know. I don't know. So I guess he's talking about the school that Shanny Shan went to only is worth $12 million, but the white woman is going to get more money, allegedly, than what this whole school is worth. And how much sense does that make? Because I guess Shanny Shan should have just took his money and gave it to the HBCU. So he should have just pulled out 10, 12, 20 million, 50 million, I don't know, and just gave it to the HBCU. So my question is always, who in the hell is in charge of making sure that these schools get money from the graduates that went to those schools and got them damn degrees? Now, you know that tomorrow is going to be the start of wage garnishments for those that are not paying their student loans or behind on their student loans, right? Remember all the women that are out here saying, I ain't paying nothing. I'm going to go file bankruptcy. You're not going to tell me you're not getting a dime. Just go back to school. You ain't got to pay nothing. They're going to die with me. Remember all that? Boyce don't want to talk about none of that. Boyce don't want to talk about all the people saying that, all the people that ain't paying their daggone student loans, all the women, let me rephrase, all the women who saying they're not going to pay it, out here talking about the dumbest of things, showing they don't know shit about money, talking about they're going to continue to go back to school just so that they don't have to pay those student loans. He don't want to talk about none of that. He don't want to talk about none of that. Let's concentrate on the money that Shannon Sharpe has already made, even if he's tricking it off, right? This is what he want to talk about, but then going to try to turn back and be like, but I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be judgmental. Okay, Boyce, focus on the white girl that allegedly is going to get more money than what the HBCU is worth. Why aren't you talking to all of the people that go to these HBCUs and don't give the fuck back? Why don't you talk about people that take the degree and fucking run? Why don't you talk about the fact that there's nobody, allegedly, I don't know, no one that's making the effort to go to those people that have already graduated, in particular that school that Oprah went to, because they continue to have problems. Since you want to talk about people with all this fucking money, ain't she a billionaire? Why are you not talking about that? Why are you not talking about those schools hiring people whose job it is to get that money and to bring it back to the school so that they don't have to be out here always getting accredited and unaccredited and in dire straits and it's not right, it's not fair. No. It's you ninjas' fault, specifically Shan in this case, because he's about to give all that money that he should have been given to his school to daggone Zuniga.
Literally, I mean, does anybody else think that that's a problem? How many of y'all are like just are a little bit concerned about that? How many of y'all are concerned about this? Because every single day we talk about Black wealth. Every single day we talk about how, you know, Black people don't have the economics that we deserve. And they always, you know, they always want to say that it's because of racism and they won't give us nothing and they keep taking what we have and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but this really bothers me. This is the, you know, Shannon Sharpe did not fumble the ball very much when he played football. He was a great football player, but here he fumbled the ball. You know, the reality is that, you know, Shannon, I hope he understands, look, you can block me. You can block everyone who dislikes what you have to say. You can block anybody who critiques what happened here. One thing he cannot block is the truth.
You can block me, you can block her, you can block him, but what you can't block is the truth. Interesting that you should say that. Go on.
Another thing you cannot block are these lawsuits. Another thing you cannot block is the fact that this lady has come in and committed a financial assault on the entire Black community because
she has committed a financial assault on the whole Black community. You mean that little white girl that ain't got her frontal lobe done, completed, Boyce? The one who's young, she's young, you don't know. That's an OF whore. That one, that's what you saying? You mean she taking down the whole community with her little white PUSSY? Is that what we saying around? Child, let's go take a look at Gabby real quick. We got to check in with my girl. Shout out to Gabby Gab. She's still at 519 as of now. Let's take a look at my favorite pictures of her. Okay, because this is the reason why the Black community has no money now, is because of Gabby Zuniga. Yeah. Shout out to my girl. I tell you, the reach around, and I mean that, is amazing with these pros. Okay? Come on, child.
You cannot block is the fact that this lady has come in and committed a financial assault on the entire Black community because you're supposed to be one of our best and brightest. You're the biggest platform out here. I don't know how Club Shay Shay got to be so big. I don't understand it. I just know that he pulled it off and got it done. And I was really happy for him. But it was like, Lord Jesus, man. I mean, what's happened is that you have a mental health issue, brother. Your mental health is not where it's supposed to be. If you're 55 years old,
now Shan has a mental health issue. This is a pro talking about a Black man, a financially successful Black man, the NFL person, the podcast person. Now, we're not saying that Shan didn't possibly, potentially, allegedly mess up around here. We're not saying that. But Boyce, why do you give one damn? And how is it an assault? I don't feel an assault from Zuniga with regard to what's going on with her and Shan. I don't know about y'all. Do y'all feel an assault? Live from New York says he doesn't feel financially assaulted. Neither do I. Because honestly, I didn't know near nothing about this. It ain't my business, but we don't talk about it, of course. Obviously. But I'm just saying, this is the reach around that he's coming through with, this bullshit. Child, you can't make this shit up.
Trying to go out here and trick away all your generational wealth to children. I mean, look, these ladies are children. I'm sorry. When I was 33 years old, I taught at Syracuse University. We had all kinds of 21-year-olds.
This lady she's a child. She's children, according to Boyce.
19-year-olds around who thought they were grown, who would definitely hit on a grown man, for sure. I did not pay attention to any of those women because in my mind, even at the age of 32, I said, no, you're a kid. You don't know what you're doing. Get out of here, girl. And I ain't losing my job over you. And it was a nice job.
So again, shout out to Aisha and Trinidad, stream sponsors. Appreciate you so much. Back to Boyce though, because he ain't getting off at all.
Relative to most, I was making 6 figures at Syracuse. It was a good job, but I wasn't willing to let that go. And I damn sure know that if I was sitting on a $100 million contract, I damn sure know if I was sitting on a $300, $400, $500 million platform, I damn sure know that if I had the access and opportunities that this man had, the ability, and not so much for myself, but the ability to really change lives in that way, I think that I would probably confront, that kind of an issue if I had one like that. I'm sure that lots of people warned him about it. In fact, people warned him on the show. Y'all remember Cat Williams warned him, Monique warned him, and this is what the comedians had to say. He talked to the comedians. He didn't talk to the thinkers.
I get tired of the people trying to talk about, oh, the comedians warned him. Oh, the comedians warned him. He is a grown ass fucking man. He is a grown ass fucking man. Why would he need to listen to fucking what is her Monique? No shade against her, and Cat Williams. Now all these people are trying to talk about, oh, he was told. Yeah, he was already messing around with that girl. He was already messing around with that girl. So I don't even know why they keep trying to bring that up. That sounds so stupid with a capital ST. But let's go ahead and use that. Let's go ahead and use that because you want to make this point. Go ahead.
He wasn't talking to the scholars. He wasn't talking to the intellectual leaders of the Black community, giving profound ideas. These were not profound ideas. These were basic, simple ideas from brilliant comedians who said, what are you doing? Why are you putting in all that risk? Why are you jeopardizing all this over a piece of melanin deficient poo-tang? These girls were in high school 2-3.
A melanin deficient poo-tang. Yeah, I do like melanin deficient though. That is funny. Melanin deficient poo-tang. Is he allegedly jealous that he can't get none? Oh no, he happy with his wife. Look, I don't care that his wife is divorced with kids and he is SYCBMing it up. I don't even give a damn about that. You just look like a fool because you don't even know women enough to know that that woman allegedly, in my opinion, wasn't all up into your ass. And you waited around for her. Fine. Amazing. Fine. But what are you doing for these schools? And didn't we discuss the other day he involved allegedly in the Tulsa crap with Child the Preacher? I can't keep up. I don't even remember those people. And out here talking about crap. Is that not something that's against the community? Isn't that something that was against the community? Wasn't it people in the community who were allegedly taken advantage of from whatever the hell it is that they was doing with some damn stock or some bullshit like that? How come you're not talking about that, Boyce? I'm confused. You don't want to talk about none of that. But you want to talk about somebody else and then talk about that you ain't trying to get in nobody else's fucking pockets and you don't care what they do and you're not judging. Child, we judge over here. At least we acknowledge what the fuck it is. And we judging your ass. Shout out to Dane C in the building. I appreciate you. He said my measly $2. Peace, Hyena Killer. Shout out to you, boo. I appreciate you. Shout out to everyone that is here. Please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new.
3 years ago. And what's fascinating to me is I've seen a few, not too many, but every now and then I'll see a few Black men who have an issue with accountability. I see a few Black men who just, well, man, that ain't right. You shouldn't be talking about him. You're kicking a brother while he's down. You a hater, stuff like that. And here's the thing. Here's what I want you to understand. This is what's a contradiction to me is that a lot of these men were big, Kevin Samuels fans. A lot of these men were.
If one thing Boyce motherfucking Watkins is gonna do, he gonna insert Kevin Samuels's name. Anniversary of his death is tomorrow. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. He was worse than a fucking bitch. And I'm calling fair use on this shit. Worse than a fucking bitch. Why are you worrying about a deceased man to this damn day? Talking about you, crust, dust, must, rusty, ashy, idiot, crusty, bum creatures who ain't out here SYCBMing it up, just like Dr. Umar is telling y'all to do. The all damn dacity. The all damn fucking dacity. Let that man rest in fucking peace. And even when he was here, he wasn't thinking about your bitch ass. So why are you still thinking about him? I'm confused.
Who have an issue with accountability. I see a few Black men who just, well, man, that ain't right. You shouldn't be talking about him. You're kicking a brother while he's down. You a hater, stuff like that. And here's the thing. Here's what I want you to understand. This is what's a contradiction to me is that a lot of these men were big, Kevin Samuels fans. A lot of these men were big when Kevin was talking about accountability. Y'all was all for it. Accountability. We need to hold these women accountable, and I get it. I mean, yeah, women need to be held accountable, but I don't understand why the word accountability is so powerful for you. except for when it's directed toward somebody that you maybe worship as some sort of superhero. Again, we tend to glorify celebrities. We glorify, we will sit there and watch Sports Center all day and all that stuff. And I get it. I'm a sports fan too. I don't watch it all day. I'd rather compete in the game of life. But still, though, we know more about what Jerry Jones is doing with his money than we know about what we're doing with our own. Right. And we follow along with the Eagles and the Cowboys and the Steelers and the Giants and all that stuff. And then my problem is that if you're talking about accountability, then accountability should be the rule that you apply across the board. So again, most men did not have an issue with what I had to say. Most men understood. Most men I know are strategic thinkers. Most men I know protect their generational wealth. Most men I know would never trick off the bag like this. Most men I know are not interested in dating kids that were in high school 2-3 years ago. But there are some men who I think should be kind of encouraged to reflect a little bit on the fact that part of the reason that the white man got his foot on your neck is because you allow a lack of sexual discipline to.
The white man got his foot on you gentlemen's neck, because let's just bring it down to the regular smegulars, excuse me, because he's basically pointing that back at y'all too, because who the fuck is he talking to? Let's be honest. He ain't talking to anybody that got money like Shannon Sharpe does, okay? He talking to y'all. He's talking to y'all. And racism, white women, that's y'all's problem. Non-accountability Negroes. That's y'all's problem. And the fact that you listen to Kevin Samuels and that you don't have any or hold any accountability. Excuse me. Y'all are the problem, as usual.
Trick off the bag like this. Most men I know are not interested in dating kids that were in high school 2-3 years ago. But there are some.
Most men I know are not interested in dating kids who were in high school 2 to 3 years ago. So that's another dig. Talking about Gabby's age and how she was too young, and argue that point. I don't care about none of that, because if you're old enough to become a whore, then don't come to me with that bullshit.
This is amazing.
Charlie Sheen's daughter, whore. Bad Baby, whatever her name is, whore. Interesting how you can be a whore at 18 and know how to open up an OF, but all of a sudden, when it comes to something like this, your frontal lobe, it's not right, it's not fair, and somebody taking advantage of your ass, even though you're selling yourself for money, now all of a sudden there's innocence around here. Got it, boys. Any excuse is better than none. How about when you say, hold accountability across the board? Why don't you actually follow that and hold accountability across the fucking board? Just like Cassie ain't no fucking innocent, and her frontal lobe was fucking fine to know that she gonna leave that man that she was with and solid with for the bigger man, meaning Diddy, and everything that came along with being his girlfriend while waiting to become his wife. But that wasn't her fault either. Poor Cassie. Poor, all the stuff that she been through. Oh my God. Poor thing. Yeah. Shout out to Woku. I appreciate you, hon. He said, I use Boyce to sell hope to the Black community. That's our business relationship.
This is amazing.
Charles Wu. I mean, I don't know who Charles Wu is. I trust what you're saying. Thank you so much, hon. I appreciate you. Shout out to Dane C. I appreciate you, boo. He said, complete ignoring that this is a false accusation. You mean the accusation that Gabby has against Shannon? Just confirm that that's what you're talking about. Because all I'm going to say is that boys can only see what Black men do wrong, and he's another pro where you want someone to follow you and do what you think is right, but then you're talking about the same damn people. How in the hell do you think that you're going to get somebody to do something that you allegedly want them to do, and then you're going to basically kick their back in, as Trinidad says, at every freaking juncture? How is he any different than Dr. Umar? Shout out to Dr. Umar. How is he any different? Shit, I missed it. Hold on. Dane, did I get it? I think you said yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. There it is. He said yes. He is talking about Zuniga. Which, who knows? We can all have our opinions. I don't care. We can all have our opinions on what we think about it. Here's my opinion. She ain't innocent. She ain't no innocent, and her frontal lobe is just the F fine. Okay? And if he, like I said to y'all, right? Once I was kidnapped, I promise you I didn't go reach out to that man ever again. So all these people who are talking about all these things happen to them, and then they can go and file this lawsuit for money but not take that man off of the fucking street. How about that? No one seems to want to talk about that part. Nobody wants to seem to talk about that part. And now we have allegedly another woman, which we will get to, and she didn't do nothing about it, because technically if she had done something about it, then maybe nothing would have happened to Gabby if something allegedly did happen to her. You know what I'm saying? But that can be ignored. Yeah, all that can be ignored. Just go ahead and go for the money, because that makes everything better. Okay, gotcha.
We do not care